the 10 biggest deal-making real estate business mistakes I've made so you don't make them and you can learn from these. Number 9. And by the way, on a spiritual, energetic level, this could be the biggest mistake I've made. Doing too many deals. Working too hard in the business and not on the business. So let me tell you a personal story that happened to me. And are you working too much, doing too much business, and forgetting about the real reason that you started in the business? To be free, to spend more time with your family, to take more trips, to focus on your key relationships. And when we start a business and start working, sometimes we work too much, too hard in the business, not on the business, and we forget why we got in the business. So, one day, I was about 8, 9 years in my business. I was doing great. I was managing tons of properties. I was buying, I was fixing, I was renting. I liked it. I loved it. And I had my son, Alexander. And I think at the time he was like 8 or 9. And every Saturday was his day and my day. And I would take him to his favorite store. It was a great bookstore in Nashville called Davis Kid. And they had this big train set. And he really liked trains. And I was so excited. I would always look forward to our special father-son time. I'd take him to the trains. And by the way, he was a great kid, but sometimes he thought all the trains were his, you know, in the whole store, and told the other kids they couldn't play, which was kind of interesting, but he got over that. Anyway, young entrepreneur, but we had a blast. And one day I'm driving him to the train store to do our Saturday play together, and I worked all the time. I was managing properties, I was buying, I was fixing, I was selling, I was renting, and I loved it. My phone rings. I'm like, hey, Alexander, give me a minute. I'm talking to my contractor. I'm talking to Alexander about some stuff. I said, hey, Alexander, give me a minute. I'm talking to one of my tenants. And this went on and on. And sometimes children can be the best mentors in the world if you listen to them. Now, when someone says something we don't like, the first thing we do is resist it. I'm human. I do it too. I've tried to reduce my resistance, but think about it. When someone hits your button, how do you react? Well, one morning, he hit my button. He said, Dad. I said, yes, Alexander, hold on. I'm on the phone talking to my contractor or my tenant, you know, doing a deal. And he said, Dad. I said, yes, son, what do you need? He said, you like your phone better than me. And I went, what? And he said it again. He goes, Dad, you like your phone better than me. I said, Alexander, what are you talking about? And I got off the call and I said, what are you saying? He said, Dad, you like your business better than me. And when I heard that, I'm like, no, Alexander, you are absolutely incorrect. I'm sorry, son. You know, you're the most important thing in my life. You're my son. That's why I work, to take care of you and the family and your mom and do all this good stuff. That's why I'm working so much. He's like, no, you like your business better than me. Again, I'm resisting. And then finally, after arguing with him, saying he's incorrect, I did the hardest thing for most people to do, including me. That is, I took a breath. I got out of my head and my ego, and I tried to listen from his perspective, really listen. I said, what are you talking about? He said, Dad, well, every time we're together on Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, dinner, Saturday, you're always on the phone, you're checking your emails, you're checking your texts, you're in your business, and you're not really listening or talking to me. And I'm like, no, I'm with you. He goes, no, you're not. You're on the phone. Again, resistance, and I thought about it. Took a breath and really listened. And it was one of the most painful things I've ever endured. He was right. Why did I start working for myself and grow the business? To take care of my family and my son especially. To be free to spend time with them. And what was I doing? Not doing it. I was on the phone in the business. Are you working too hard? Are you too in the business? And I felt horrible because he was right. And I stopped everything. I stopped buying properties. I stopped my business. I went out and searched for new mentors to show me how to get control of my time because I was out of control, working all the time in my business, 6, 7 days a week, checking the messages, checking the phones, even though I didn't know I was doing it. And I set office hours, I blocked my time, I became more efficient. I started working on the business, not in it. And I decided when I was with my loved ones, most of the time, I'm not perfect, that I would focus on them and not my phone or the text or emails. I thought there were emergencies in my business, and they're not. Even in real estate. If it's an emergency, they call the fire department or the police. We think it's a business emergency, but very rarely are they real emergencies. It's all in our head. And I had to change everything. And I still work a lot. I still work too much sometimes. I love to travel and speak and help people and do deals. And sometimes I don't pay enough attention and get a little edgy, but I'm aware of it. thanks to my son. So I think it was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. Did you start the business? Why do you work? Focus on what's important. And there's always a way to be more efficient, get control of your time, work on the business, not in it. Now I have teams and systems, and it works a lot better. And sometimes when I'm with my son, I still take a call. And what's really interesting, he now has his own businesses. And sometimes he's like, Dad, hold on, I got to take this call. It's important, and it usually is. And he's done it to me, but I understand where he's coming from too. So still not perfect, still getting better at it, still working on it, but where are you? Have you made that mistake? I did. Hope you learn from this. Stay tuned. Got some other great mistakes for you so you don't have to make them. Could save you a marriage, could save you a family, could save you a relationship, or just save you some time and money. Watch these.